Hey everybody, how's it going? And today I'm going to teach you how to set up your very own Scum server with Gportal. And if you use code DARE at checkout, you'll receive 5% off your order. In today's video, we'll be going over advanced settings that most other videos will not provide. I've spent the last few months trying to get these server settings off the devs, so hopefully it can make your life a little easier and explain everything to you. So let's go straight away and do the quick part, which is get your server. So you just want to go My Servers, click Add Server. It usually takes a couple of minutes, but once you have got it up and it'll be, pretty quick. Right, so next you want to type in Scum. Click here, 10 slots, add, or whatever amount of slots that your game cloud provides. I usually only keep it at 10 because I like to do a little PvE server. Then you want to click on the settings, which is the little spanner, and we are here. So the first thing you want to do is make sure it does not say official. You want your server name. This sets the name that the server will show up in the server list. So mine will be Dare's PvE World. Okay. And then your server password. Now the admin, this is not the admin password, this is the server password. Sets a password used by players to access your server. I'm going to leave that blank for now, but you can put it to whatever you want. Your slots, well, you can't get any more than 10 or whatever you've already ordered, so just leave that like that. If you do have like 50 slots or whatever, you can reduce the size. Now the save game here, just leave your current save game unless you want to import a previous save game. Your welcome message is whatever, so welcome to Dare's PvE server. Okay, and you just type whatever you want in there. The message of the day, whatever you want as well. Right, and then you've got your message of the day cycle and things like that. Right, so the first one here is max animals allowed in the world. So the maximum allowed animals in the world at any one time, right? So for here it says 20. I would say put it to 30. The max is 40. Okay. So keep that around about 30. That gives you plenty of animals to hunt. The max allowed birds in the world, keep that at 15. I would normally say, though, if your server is lagging a little bit more, put that down to like 13 or 11. Okay. The max allowed zombies in the world, okay, which is down here, is 64. Okay. Sets the maximum amount of puppets that are allowed in the world at any one time. Now, if you don't want the big, huge robots in the world, set it to 0 here. That's the sentries, okay? For the drones in the world, which are the little robots that follow you behind, the amount of drones presented on server is, I think it's like 15. So what I would say is set that to 0 as well. You don't need them. So it's just an annoyance and it shows you where other players are if you're in the vicinity. Kinda don't like it at all, even on a PvP server, but that's up to you. Okay, the max allowed zombies, we've already got over that, 64, but you could put that up to, I think it's, the max is 200. I would leave it at 64 at the moment. The max allowed zombies in, the max allowed wild ponds is 64 as well. Right, so these are the parameters that are split between the max allowed zombies in different spawn location. Wild is for puppets outside. Okay, so outside zombies, what I would normally do is put that to around 64. And exterior puppets for zombies that are inside, bring that down to say 40. And the maxed interior puppets in the world, the ones that you find inside buildings and things like that, bring that down to 14. So to clarify the settings, the parameter max allowed zombies world sets how many puppets can be on the server overall at the same time. The other three show how many are possible in their respective areas. So for an example, if you put 64 puppets or zombies are allowed on the server, and 3 other parameters are set to 32 each. If all players are online in the wilderness, only 32 puppets will spawn, and the rest of them won't spawn. Okay, so what we're gonna do, right, is the maximum amount of zombies in the world is now going to be 200. Okay, because it's a 10-player server, we're gonna have it divided a little bit here. Alright, so the max numbers of each one will go down. Alright, so your culture, wherever your language wants to be, I'm having it in English. The max ping, which we've talked already about. So the max ping, if you have people, say friends in America, for example, you want to kind of put it to 300 plus. If you have people who, say for example, you're in America and your friends in Australia, or people in Europe, I'd say 400. Okay, just to keep it safe. You don't want super laggers, but at the same time, if you want to play with your friends, high is better. Okay, the time between events. Now, for this one, I would definitely say keep it the longer the better. You really don't want instant world events, you know. So what I would normally do is 120, okay, instead of 60. Time between each event max is 90 minutes, right? The cargo drop fall delay will be 60. You could change these to whatever you want. The falling time of the cargo drop as well, right, is, I would say that's 60. Self-destruct time, that's up to you. Do you want them to last a while, or do you want them to blow up the minute people open it? It's up to you. Fair enough, whatever you want, you know. Okay, so hide kill notifications. I would, if you're a PvP server, I would probably say leave this on. For PvE, I would say it's up to you. I'm going to turn it off. Less lag on the server for me. Allow kill claiming. Allows your enabling, disabling of kill claiming. Now I'm going to turn that off. Okay, so for whitelisting and things like that, it's really down to you. To get your Steam ID, you would just go to Google and click My Steam ID. Okay, and then you just go there and type in your username and click Find ID. Copy the one that says 64 and paste it in there. For admin, do exact same, but only yours or any other admins that you want. Same thing goes for your ban list. If you want to ban someone, you just search their ID, and then just put it in the ban. For exclusive join list, exact same thing. Now, save zones. The center of the planned save zone on the map is set by X and Y coordinates. So what you want to do is type in Google Scum map, right, and go to Scum map coordinate here. Okay, and then what you want to do, is this the one? No, because you need the X and Y. Is that it? Nope, nope. Well, there's plenty of websites just like that one that have the coordinates on it, and what you want to do, or do it in game, for your your save zone, but you don't have to have one. Okay, so you can, you know, leave these all off or whatever. It's up to you. Okay, for the extended stuff, this one here, we're going to break this down and get on with it. So regular spawners expiration times in hours. So the time it takes for regular spawners after a reset, spawners will reevaluate itself and spawn new items, or no items at all. Note that players must be within 50 meters away from a spawner for it to reset. Okay, so one, do you want to set it to 1 minute every time somebody comes in? It's really, really up to you. Okay, so I would say leave it at 1. For this one here, the time it takes to reset the exam spawners after reset, spawners will reevaluate sales and spawn new items or no items at all. It's up to you. I would say leave it at 1 with these base defaults. For regular spawners and probably multipliers, for the chance for, I think this is increased loot, Most servers usually put this about between 3 and 5. 1 if you want a hardcore PvE server. So I'm going to keep it at 2. I don't want like too much loot or things like that. So 2 is just fine for me. Examine spawner probability multiplier. Multiplies the spawning chance for all examined spawners. Increase value like to increase loot, decrease loot. So right now it's set to 1. So I'm going to do the exact same as above, put it to 2. Alright, so interior spawner group timer, right? Oh, so much stuff. Now, this one here, the time that must pass for allowing, so it's usually I think it's like 900 seconds, whatever. You can change that to whatever you want. 900 is fine. For the exterior, I would definitely say bring it down to 1.5 if you want more puppets spawning around like random locations in the world. For sentry damage, 0. We don't want them on. For zombie damage, right now zombies hit pretty hard already, okay? But on our servers, I have them at 2 because I want them to feel like they actually hit you more than like doing nothing. And with the new 0.6 update, the medical system, oh, these buggers hit already, so you want to feel the damage. Human to human damage multiplier, I'm making a PvE server, so I'm going to click 0, but if you're want to leave it at 2, it's up to you. So that'll be, you know, so 0 if you're PvE, 2 or higher if you're PvP. For human to human throwing damage, exact same as above. The default is 2, but make sure like it's up to you if you want to like reduce it. So I'm going to put it to 0. Human to human arm melee damage, I'm going to keep that 0 and 0. And blueprints auto destroy time. So basically 15 days is 21, right? So do you want your buildings to degrade over time or nothing like that? So what I would say is usually double that. So I'm going to put it to like 5.1, and that 5.1 will last more or less just over a month. Okay. Allow sector respawn. That's where you say you die and you want to spawn in the same area. Yes, no. If you want to make it really hardcore, I would suggest turning it off. Right, for shelter respawn, exact same thing. When you die, choose your shelter. The random price location. For us, I usually charge that to be 10 fame points, and then for location price, I usually have that up at 60. Shelter location price will be 100 because starting at people's bases just makes life too easy. Random price modifier. These settings modify the cost of different respawns in regards for how many people are online in a squad. All right, so it's up to you how much like you want to set each one of them up for. I'm just going to leave them as them is. For sector initial time, 15 seconds, or you can leave it a bit far. For shelter, 30 seconds. For random cooldown time, which is the penalty what is applied to random respawn after each use, I'm going to put that to 5 seconds, and then it just go up. Sector cooldown time, the penalty that we applied for sector is 15, 30. The random cooldown reset multiplier, this one here, the cooldown reset multiplier, let me just bring my notes up here. Okay, so it's, yeah, the reset cooldown timer. Well, I've got so many options, like you can see this, it's ridiculous. Where are you? Ah, right. So basically, the cooldown player, oh, it actually says at the bottom here too. The amount of time required for a penalty to reset random respawn options. Okay, so I would suggest leaving most of these as is, especially for just deaths and things like that. Now, for first person and third person, it's up to you. Most people like to switch between the two, so I would say allow them both. If you want just first person only, untick third person, and then it would just be a first person only survival game, or vice versa, turn off that for only third person. Do you want the crosshairs on the weapons? Yes, no, it's up to you. Allow global chat? Yes, no, up to you. Local chat? Up to you. I usually turn off global chat and only allow local chat. That way people can only talk if they're near each other. Allow squad chat? No, because we want to enforce comms. Allow map screen? Allow usage of the map screen? Yes, no. It depends on how hardcore you want to make it. Limit squad members. So the amount of squad members regards to the squad member count. So how many people do you want in a squad? Right? So most people will say like, I always want 4 in a squad, but it's up to you. So anyway, the member's squad limit when the leader's intelligence is at level 1 will be 2, but you can change that to wherever you want. I would just leave it as is, all the way up to 10. For the exterior pawn amount, right, modifier, it should be set to 1, yep. Sets the amount of puppets that can spawn the other player per player in the interior at once, which is... like, so you walk through a door, how many zombies are going to be there? I'm going to put that to 3. Okay? For, actually, no, we're going to increase that to 10. Right, so we want 10 zombies outside that will randomly rush players. Alright, so interior, there's usually between 1 and 3 in a building, so I'm going to put 2. The wild amount modifier, right, this is the ones that run around the countryside that are crazy little ones. I'm going to have that around about 15. Well, actually no, 7 on that one. Exterior spawn, checking time in seconds. Time must power for exterior spawn. 0, must be 0 that one. Alright. For interior determines the probability to spawn interior puppets in percentages, right? So you have to keep it at 0 as well. For the wild spawning check time, 600. You don't want them spawn every bloody second. So, and I'd probably say 1,200 on that one, but 600 is fine. Exterior spawn probability, I would say put that to around about between 30 and 40, or you want 50%, just put 50. If you want 100% spawning, just put it as 100. So it's up to you if you want zombies everywhere or not at all. I'll usually leave that at 50. So it's a half and half chance whether they're going to be there or not. Determine the probability to spawn interior puppets, 10%. Okay, so it's up to you if you want more inside or outside. I am going to put mine down to round about, well, maybe around about 15%. Do we want to disable the base building feature? Now, one of the things about this game is it has an amazing base building system, but you can turn it off. I would say leave it on, but it's up to you. For this one here, use the mass base building restrictions. Now, it's up to you how you use this. I have seen servers where people are building into buildings or like on areas of the map that they shouldn't really access, things like that. Okay, so it's up to you. I will leave that on, but if you want to turn it off, it's up to you. For fame game multiplier, it's usually set for base 0.5. I would definitely set it to 1. Allow the coma feature. So, let me see here. Let's see if I've got more notes on this. Oh, I have so many notes. It's ridiculous. Right. Sector stuff. Here, Mr. Coma. Right. The ability for players to fall into a coma state can be revived when taking enough damage. If disabled, players will immediately die instead of falling into a coma. So it's up to you whether you or not you want to have the coma. In fact, so like going into a coma, you know, like if you've got serious head trauma or whatever. Okay, so I would say definitely leave that on. You don't want to just die instantly, but if you do want to die instantly and you don't want to get that coma effect, then just turn it off. For voting duration, 60. The duration of the voting period, that is up to you. Same as announcement durations. For player minimal consent percentage, the minimal percentage of players on the server who need to vote. So you usually say like if there's 4 people, I need 2, whatever. Okay, so for electrical door unlock failure assistance bonus, the time added in seconds on consecutive failure of electric door diffusal inside the kill box. 25 is fine, but it's up to you what you want to do. Gold lock zapper damage, I would say put that to 2 if you're, or 3 if you're on a PvP server. That way it really fucks with people if they fail on lock picking. but 1 is standard. Lot protection damage, exact same, put that to 3 if you're on a PvP server, or put that just to 1 for whatever. Allow mains, it's up to you if you want to have mains and traps on the server. I would say yes. Enable locked loot containers, definitely. Right, so vehicle settings. Okay, so with 0.6 just about to drop soon, like Sky hyphen, right? So you're going to go and put in whatever you want here. Soon there will be motorbikes to add, but for now there's tractors, SUVs, wheelbarrows, pickup trucks, max quads, motorboats, and the SUPs. So it's really up to you on which one you want the most of, or like that. Most people have more SUVs and things like that. So tractors, I'm going to put the tractors down to 3. The SUVs, I'm going to keep them at 16. The wheelbarrows, I'm going to put down to around 15. The pickup trucks, I'm going to have that up at 17. The quads, I'm going to keep it 12. The motorboats, I'm going to put to 20. The SUPs, I'm going to put up to 15. Right, so the next thing is fuel drain and battery drain and battery from devices. So it's up to you how you want to do this. Like I say, with every option, it's based on each and every server host. Fuel drain from each engine, so I'm going to leave them all at 1, but it's up to you what you want to do. So if you want like your batteries drain less, things like that, it's really down to you. For gasoline settings, it's the exact same as the batteries. Really your choice on things. Okay, now for world settings, you can actually change the size of the map. Now like I previously said with like these map websites and that, you can probably get the coordinates on a few of them. That one doesn't have it, so don't use that. But what you would do is click custom map, and then you would get the center, the Y, the width, and the map height. Now you may need to mess around with this a little bit, but you can actually do it. And if you want to set up like smaller variations of the map, you can. You want to just have the dam, you can. Up to you. Okay, for weather. Now I love the weather in Scum. It's one of my favorite things. Now I'm going to show you a few tricks. The start time of day, I would always say have it for 6 a.m. The time of speed, time of day speed is usually 384. So for example, the speed which of the time of day is advanced relative to real time. For example, 4 means 4 times faster, right? That in real time, which turns means like one full day will last 24/4 hours equals 6 hours. So what I'm going to do is put it to around 5 exactly, right? And it will go a little bit faster. For nighttime darkness, now, okay, this is a cool one, and a lot of people hate what I do with this one. So I actually spoke to the devs about this. If you were to put -1, okay, it will be the darkest, the least darkness in the server. Okay, so even if like it's pure nighttime, you'll still be able to see. For default darkness is 0, and then maximum darkness is 1. So leave it for 1, okay? Because trust me, it's amazing. Sunrise time is exactly 6 a.m. on the server, just as we set it here. Okay, the sunset time will be at 9 p.m. at night. And there you go. Now, there was storm stuff, if I remember correctly, for in weather before, but looks like that's not there anymore. So what we're going to do now is click save. Okie dokie, server is saved. Then you're just going to click start, and this server will boot up. Nice and simple. Now give it a couple of minutes. Okay, and then what you want to do then is load up your Scum game. And I'll show you how to find your server. So what you want to do is up here, you want to grab the IP, okay, and the port, and just hit Control-C on that. Done. I'll be deleting this server once I'm finished with it, so it doesn't matter that you can see all the settings. Now when Scum is loaded up, we'll be able to join our server, and we'll be right back. Okay, so once you've got the game loaded up, I want you to, like I said before, make sure you copy that IP area right there. Okay, just grab that and Control C. Bring up your game, click Multiplayer, connect to IP. Now, you can do it that way. I think it should automatically load you in, and there you go, you're straight into the game. Adjust to what you want to do. Now remember, this is the old screen. For new 1.6, this will change. So you can check out my stream from last night on how to do that. Alright guys, thanks very much for watching how to set up your own Scum server for advanced tutorial. Don't forget to use code DARE at checkout at Gportal, and we'll see you guys all in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you all next time.